Welcome back to another Spirit Island video. In this video, I'm going to be continuing my basic strategy guide, this time looking at one of the new Jagged Earth digital spirits, and that is Stone. Now, this is a spirit that I have a very in-depth guide in, so if you want to know more in depth about the spirit, I highly recommend giving that a look. Just like in the previous video, I'll be playing against no adversary, and let's go. We have our starting Explorer's Mountain. Let's take a look at the spirit board. So Stone is a moderate complex spirit, and it's going to start with one presence in the lowest mountain and one in the adjacent land that has Blight. It is primarily a defense spirit with some other tools sprinkled in its kit. Now Stone has two special rules. The first one is Bestow the Endurance of Bedrock, and it says when Blight is added to one of your lands, unless that Blight outnumbers your presence, it does not cascade or destroy presence. What this is going to mean is if you have a presence in a land, if this land is going to Blight, I can, when that Blight comes down, the presence will not be destroyed. The second one says whenever you uncover this symbol on top track, you get a +1 card play. And you also get a minor power. And it says +1 card play on the track, but the symbol is indicating a minor power that you gain. Stone is going to have two special rules, the left and the right. The left one is a defensive special rule, and the right is an offensive special rule. Essentially, what this left one does is you get to pay energy such that the Blight that comes to the island will come from the box instead of the Blight card. This left innate is how you're able to stay healthy for long parts of the game. If you have the first threshold, it is 2 energy per Blight. If you have the 4 threshold, it is 1 energy instead of 2. If you have the 6 earth and 1 plant threshold, it says whenever event or Blight cards directly destroy presence, you may prevent any number of presents from being destroyed by paying 1 energy each. A lot of times this line of text tends to be win more, it doesn't really come up. The right innate says after invaders deal 1 or more damage to target land, 2 damage, and that's if you have 3 earth, and this is a fast power at 0 range. If you have 5 earth, you get to deal half of the damage invaders did to the land rounded up. So these two tiers are cumulative. You'll get 2 damage plus half of the damage rounded up. Oh, I said rounded up, I meant rounding down. So you get 2 damage plus half of the damage rounded down. If you have this final threshold of 2 sun and 7 earth, you repeat both lines of text above. Now, once again, you need to choose the target for this ability in the fast phase. So essentially, we're using the right innate to kill invaders, the left innate to prevent Blight from coming on the island, and then our special rule is protecting our presence. You are a 1/1/1 spirit, so you're always placing presence on any of your growth options. Your reclaim is very powerful as it's going to give you 2 earth, which is going to accelerate your innates. Your second growth option gives you energy, and your third option lets you gain power cards. Your tracks are some of the best tracks in the game, and what makes Stone unique is it has both card plays and energy on a single track. Yep, you heard me right. So if you grow from top track, you'll eventually reach 6 energy and 4 card plays after 6 growths, which is some of the strongest tracks in the entire game. Now on the bottom track, which is normally plays, you end up getting a lot of different elements, some reclaims, and then also maxing at 2 plays. So a very powerful spirit. Let's look at the power cards. The first power card is Stubborn Solidity, and it's a 1 energy fast power, Sun, Earth, Animal. Defend 1 per Dahan. Dahan in target land cannot be changed. So this is going to be your protection card. You're turning those Dahan to stone, and they're going to counterattack and kill the invaders. Jagged Shard, push from the Earth. This card is a 0 energy slow power Fire Earth. It's going to add Badlands, which will combo with your right innate, but it will also push Dahan, which sets up your Stubborn Solidity. These 2 cards are so important when playing the spirit. Allow Shatter on Rocky Ground. It's a 2 energy Earth card, slow power, 1 range, 1 damage to each building, push a building, or killing a town. This is your weakest card in the kit. Note that the 1 damage to each building can be comboed with the right innate to completely wipe out lands. And lastly, you have Scarred and Stony Land. It's a 2 energy, slow power, moon, earth, sacred site targeting a blighted land. 2 damage, add a blight, or add a Badlands, and then remove a blight. But when you remove that blight, it goes to the box, not the blight card. If it went to the blight card, you'd be creating blight with your left innate and then adding blight to that blight card, which would be so, so powerful. I call this your get out of jail card because this is how you can prevent yourself from getting or falling into those sticky situations. Okay, I've spoken enough. Let's play the game and let's crush these invaders. So we have mountain starting, and this is a good example of so my standard stone strategy. So usually I like going along top track here, and I love choosing either G3 or G1. You never need to choose G2 because you have plenty of energy and the range doesn't really matter. As I mentioned earlier, we have that nice Dahan Defend card, which will be perfect in our F6. So my next choice is how do I want to stop my F4? Well, in this case, because this is there's no adversaries, it's low difficulty, I'm just going to be using my Plow's Shatter to kill the town that is built here. Now, I am going to G3, getting a power card. I'm going to get a miner here. And ideally, oh my goodness, well, these are all amazing cards. Ideally, I'm looking for just powerful support cards. Gift of Constancy being a 0 energy, Sun, Earth. Basically everything you want on the Spirit. Usually I snap pick this and then I play this on other players to just break the game in half. It's so good. But you could also take Drift Down, which is a nice defend card that also has that Earth. Bale is another fast tempo card, and then Lure of the Unknown. Because I'm playing solo, I'm just going to grab Lure of the Unknown here instead of Gift of Constancy. Lure of the Unknown is a fast disruption. I'm going to disrupt this on F4. It's essentially the same as Plows, except I don't have to pay 2 energy. It's doing the exact same thing for me. I just want to stop the build here. So I'm going to put this presence with stone. I love growing into all 4 of the land types. So in this case, I have a presence in mountain, I have a presence in sands. Time to grow into jungle. I want to play that Lure of the Unknown, like I mentioned, and I'm going to play Lure into this Beast Land because I want to play around beast damage later in the game. We're going to build, and jungle is the Explorer. Perfect. We're already on the next turn. Now, I'm going to G3 again, just like I said. I want to move along top track. Once I get to this spot, I'll have 2 card plays, and that's important. In my builds, you're going to see I love getting majors here, mainly because the major is free. Well, technically not free, but I'll have 6 energy. I'll be able to play pretty much whatever I want. So getting a major here is what I always recommend. And you're not going to be playing the major on this turn. You're just being able to have it in your arsenal for later in the game. Now, looking at these cards, a lot of players, they see Focus and they're like, oh wow, this is such a good card on stone. You know, you're making a lot of blight. This card can do so much for you because you'll be able to move the blight around, do damage and all that. This is actually a pretty bad card on stone. Just because, well, maybe bad card is maybe a little bit too of an exaggeration. I just think there's a lot better cards to pick than this card. I think this is a card. It's a win more card. That's a good word. A good word to describe it. The cards that stand out here are Thickets and Entwined Power, and Fire and Flood is just a terrible card. I see Focus as a win more card because most of the time we're not going to need to move a lot of blight around the board to deal damage. I would rather be more proactive than playing this very reactive card, which is why Thickets is a card that I'm eyeing here. The only negative is it requires a Sacred Site. I'm going to go with Thickets because eventually I want to be able to kill this town here on F8. So I'm going to grab Thickets. Entwined Power is another good pickup as well. And I always love forgetting, like I said, Plows. Plows is a pretty bad card here. I'm now going to grow with this presence. I'm going to grow over here to this coastal land because I want to control my coast. I also need to access wetlands. I place my presence. Now that I've placed the presence, I now get a draft here. And, well, my presence disappeared, so hopefully it didn't actually disappear. But that is interesting. So I'm looking for just another nice zero-cost Earth. We got Gnawing Root Pirate, which is great. I love Mez. It's another pseudo-defend. Love it. We also got Drought, which is a Sun Earth, could do some serious damage. I'm going to go with, as I'm trying to figure out how I want to play this, let's go with Mesmerize Tranquility, because I'll be able to delay my reclaim with that. Good, and I'm going to be playing Jagged Shards. and Stubborn Solidity. I'm playing Jagged Shards just because I want to move my Dahan such that I can set up a counterattack over here for next turn. As I said earlier, Stubborn will go over here into F6, and then we'll use my left innate here to pay for Blight if I absolutely need to, which I can't. Okay, so what do we get? We got interesting discoveries. We have no sacred sites. Oh, I love that they did this. This is awesome because you guys just saw my previous video where they didn't have this. It flew through the event, but now it doesn't. That's great. Wow. It's like, I wonder if, and there's no way they watched my video. But wow, it's my criticism. They immediately fixed it. So Wetlands was that Explorer. That's okay. We're going to Jagged Shards here. I can't choose here because the Dahan are stubborn. Remember, they can't move. They can't be changed. The Jagged Shards will go here. I'll throw my Dahan there. And I'll throw my Dahan here as well. I'm going to throw them both into that nice jungle. Now, this is usually where I reclaim, but I've chosen to, well, I'm debating actually if I want to. The reclaim is nice, but nah, let's not. Let's delay it. I'm not too excited with thickets, so maybe I want to grab another card here. So I'm gonna get another major. You could get a minor if you'd like. The only problem is I won't have 2 card plays, but I think that's okay. Yeah, let's do it. Oh, I meant to get major. Oh well. Well, luckily I got an earth card, which is what I need. So, I also could go with Voracious Growth as well, as it's another plant for thickets, but let's go with Gold's Allure. And this presence will go over to here, and I need to play both of my earth cards. We'll have Mez right here. Ooh, that's so cool. I love it. I can't move it around though. It makes me a little sad. And then of course we'll have that left innate over here. Okay, we have Drive Off the Interlopers, putting down roots. It is kind of sad if I pick here, I end up blighting. I'll have to go here. Stricken, so that does stop the Ravage here, which is funny. And then Drive Off the Interlopers will push this Explorer. Oh, actually. About to say, I guess I could just push the town out this way. Let's actually go back then. We're putting down roots here. Yeah, but I actually want to stop the build. Never mind. I did everything right. We'll do it here. Stricken, and then we'll drive off the Interlopers like this. Ravage. Stricken stops my F2. They'll build a city there. And there's the Explorer. It is going to be that Sands. And this is where that Gold's Allure is really going to come in handy. I'm actually just going to do that here on F1. Allowing me to pull out that Town and Explorer out of F8, stopping that city build. I could just leave it there. I am stoned, so I could just punch back there. And honestly, that's probably a better choice than pulling it out. I'm thinking I want to stop the city build, which is generally a good plan. But being able to punch back could be pretty beneficial. Okay, let's reclaim here. I know I'm out of position here in F7. Because I really would like to punch back there. But I think I'm okay. I think I'll just take the blight there. We'll just reclaim. We'll keep going from top track. And I'm going to want to create that sacred site. We'll create it right here. And now that I've placed, I get a power card. Oh, I probably should put it here. Oops. Because this is where placing the sacred site matters. Because I would like to rouse over here in my F6. I'm still going to go with rouse. Is a excellent pickup here. Actually, we could do something like... I get 3 card plays here, of course. We'll go with Scarred. Jagged, Rouse. And I'm playing these 3 cards. I'm just trying to set up a way to kill this on F2. Oh, I actually have the plant for thickets with Rouse. So yeah, this is excellent. I can reclaim and I can kill this. Cool. I'll have my left innates. I guess it doesn't matter here. If this is the case... Actually, yeah, we'll save it. My innate apparently doesn't matter, though, so we'll use it there. Coastal Towns Multiply, we have none. Beasts Destroy. Nice, and we can add a Dahan. I'm going to add it over here so I can pair it my Dahan. Ravage, Build, Explores Mountains. Perfect. So this is, my plan was to do Jaggeds to add that nice Badlands here. And then use Rouse to kill the city and push that... Oh, actually, I guess I should have slowed it down there. Damage. Pushing this Explorer and I guess I can go to here and I can eventually kill those guys. And then the idea was to do, I guess I was going to Scarred here, but I can pull this town out if I really wanted to. I guess we could go like this. And kill that city there. All right. And as you guys can see, we're in a very powerful position. We have Thickets for this land over here. We have Lure of the Unknown to pull that town out. I think we will, I guess we can just get another major here. We're just very, very far ahead. We have 10 energy, so everything is ours. Let's grab another major. Ooh, there's Grand Hatred, the card I would normally forget, or I would redraw, but I can't this game. We're just going to grab Spiders as it's a nice skip card, and the card I want to forget here, I guess I'll forget Rouse, as I've already used up the value there. We're going to go Presence from top track. We're going to go over here to this mountain, and let's just play our cards. And this. We're going to do Lure of the Unknown here, pulling that town out. Well, Thickets. I'm just thinking how I want to do this. I guess we could Thickets here. And we'll gather that beast, getting a ton of fear. Add an Explorer. Beast push. We will not push anything. Raids and Retaliations. Oh, actually, this might just win here, so I could push an Explorer like this. We'll do that. Raids, Retaliations. So that will trigger here. Kill all of that. And I think that just wins. Yep, and that is GG. So a very solid game with Stone. Hopefully this game helped somebody that was trying to learn how to play Stone in just like a very basic general overview of how to play the Spirit.